Hi, I'm Chuck Shea. I'm the Executive Director of Cabpro, which is the California Association for Business, Property, and Resource Owners. A lot of you have been wondering what's been going on in Cabpro. Well, we're here to tell you. As you know, Cabpro has been going into other venues. We've been concentrating on YouTube. We have our own YouTube channel, which this will be featured on. And we also have our own Cabpro Facebook page on Facebook. But a lot of folks have been asking what has been going on in Cabpro to date. And as you know, we've had some dynamic problems. Go straight to the facts. And the issue is with 3 former board of directors who resigned. And that's issue number 1. Did they resign or didn't they resign? And I have right here, and you'll be able to look at them in depth. So let's talk resignation letters. We have 3 of them. We have one from Kim Janicek. We have another one from Melinda Monahan. And we have a third one from Kurt Ferris, all dated September the 1st, 2013. They were given an option at that time that I would resign or they could resign. They elected to choose to resign on their own. So, question 1's been answered. They resigned voluntarily. The second one that they argue about is that Dick and Tina Marshall, who've been involved in Cabpro for 7 years, and most of you people know who they are. They're decent folks. In fact, Tina has been the mainstay to produce the monthly Cabpro news pretty much by herself for the last 5 years. So we have a little message from Dick and Tina, and we can go to that and you can hear it from them. But we also want to point out that there were no board meetings at this time. Dick and Tina Marshall never missed a board meeting, and what we did have meetings every Monday, which were marketing and planning and just how's it going kind of meetings, but they were not board meetings. Those are the 2 issues. 1, they resigned on their own, and 2, Dick and Tina Marshall are still valid board members. Now, on September 25th, after these folks resigned, the board met and asked Tom Forsyth if he would be willing to come on, and he did. So on September 25th, we had 3 full functioning board members. So their argument is saying there was no board, and the thing was left hanging, and they had to come back in is invalid. In fact, the weekend of October 5th, Kim Janicek called Dick and Tina Marshall and requested that they be reinstated and that they not advise Chuck Shea of what they were doing. Dick and Tina Marshall, with a lot more honor and ethics, said no, we 1, will not accept your reinstatement, and 2, we will tell Chuck Shea what has been going on. That's basically it. They resigned. Dick and Tina are still board members, and on late October, with the help of the inside person, Donna Flores, that did the administration work and paid the bills, they were able to regain access to the office, the bank account, and access the email and websites. They, in fact, damaged the website. So that's where we are today. We are working to try to resolve the issue with them. However, as of late, and I know a lot of you have seen that letter from Melinda, is that they want to resolve because they're afraid of the money, but their intent is to stick on as members and still cause further disruption to Cabpro. A key part of this whole thing is to justify their actions. They have taken Cabpro money and used it to hire not 1, but 2 attorneys. One has been trying to defend their actions for what they've done, and they've been using Cabpro funds to do that. But the other one that we're in question about is why would they spend $962 for the second attorney, which is a bankruptcy attorney? Are they intending to bankrupt Cabpro? Something is wrong here, and taking the money and using it for their own needs isn't right where we need to go with Cabpro. So you have copies of these on the email that I sent out. All documents are available to anybody that would like to see it. And if you have any questions, give me a call. 530-416-2083 is my cell, and I'd be glad to talk to you. Thank you very much for your support.
Hello, I'm Dick Marshall. My wife and I have been members of the board of directors for Cabpro for several years. At this moment, Tina, my wife, is behind the camera, otherwise she would be right here with me. The current situation is what I want to address, and for Cabpro, the current situation with it. It really saddens us and hurts us to the core, because many people, along with us and before us, have worked very hard to see Cabpro become a voice in the community, for sensibility in the county, state, and the country. At issue here, when Tina and I moved to Minnesota, we did so with the understanding that we would work to establish a Cabpro type organization here in Minnesota. That is in the works as we speak. It has been the goal of Cabpro for many years to move beyond the boundaries of Nevada County, and this effort has been embraced by the boards of directors, several boards of directors, and we realize that this is necessary for Cabpro to grow and remain relevant. However, on September 1st, 2013, 3 members of the board submitted their resignations in writing, and these resignations were accepted. For what reason, I do not know. There is no provision, however, in the bylaws of Cabpro for a board member to self-reinstate himself or herself. There is no provision for self-reinstatement. None. 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 The only caveat to that, which doesn't apply in this case in the bylaws, is that a director cannot resign if such registration leaves the corporation without directors. This is not the case here, as Tina and I were still on board when these resignations took place, and had maintained our communications through telephone and the email with the executive director, and we have done that since we moved. As a result of the resignations, we approved immediately Chuck Shea as the chair of the board, whose duties included those of the executive director. Subsequently, we brought on board as a board of director Mr. Tom Forsyth, making it a board of 4. These actions maintained the board of directors within what the bylaws required. It is important to understand that the resignations of these 3 persons are rock solid as of September 1st, 2013, and that any actions they have taken or continue to take are invalid. Today, I received info that these 3 have called a meeting of the members to vote on new directors or any other matter they wish to vote on. This meeting, according to the bylaws, is not valid as it requires 35 days after the requested meeting to be held. This has not been done. And, you know, if you want to go to the bylaws, the board of directors has to designate voting members, and there has never been voting members in Cabpro other than the board of directors. As an aside here, 2 of the 3 who resigned had requested to resign on at least 2 prior occasions, but were prevailed upon by the board to remain. Why they want to do that now, I don't understand. It's beyond me. So, where are we now? We have attempted to resolve this in spite of all of that, in spite of the resignations, and in spite of everything that's been said. We have attempted to, on our side at least, to make resolution. Mr. Shea has offered to resign at least on 2 occasions early in the conflict. He was not taken up on his offer, and instead the 3 board members resigned. And I personally wrote a letter to the 3 in October explaining what I saw as the solutions. what I saw as the issues, and included in that letter, upon certain criteria being met, my resignation and my wife's resignation. I received absolutely no response to that. Instead, I was informed, both my wife and I were informed, that we were no longer board members since we lived out of state and had missed meetings. As a note here, all meetings that were held on Monday at 3 o'clock were working meetings, and none of which were corporate board meetings. The last corporate board meeting was in December of 2012, and we just recently had one this month between Chuck Shea, my wife, myself, and Tom Forsyth via a conference call. And as a final offer, Mr. Shea offered on November 9th offered 3 resolutions, one of which included our resigning, one of them included their verifying their resignations. These offers were summarily dismissed with the statement that they would do it their own way, period. Recently, we had an agreement on the table that protected everyone, hurt no one, and it was accepted by everybody as the two attorneys worked it out. We were ready to sign. I was ready to sign. Tina was ready to sign. Mr. Forsyth was ready to sign. Mr. Shea was ready to sign. And all of a sudden they balked and refused to sign what they had agreed upon prior. So there it is. My wife and I have served Nevada County in many capacities for over 20 years. And never has our integrity or honesty been questioned until now. These attacks on our character and honesty are hurtful and unnecessary. And especially when these attacks or these statements made have come from those that we considered our friends. However, in light of all this, it is our resolve to remain committed to saving the nation, one county at a time. And with that, I want to thank you for watching and letting me tell our side of the story from here, from Minnesota, where we still have 1 foot of snow on the ground. So I want to thank you for that. God bless you all. We remain friends with Nevada County, and God bless America. Thank you so much for watching.